Hello everyone, welcome back to our Baseless Exploration Challenge. We've got a bunch of changes that I've made in the village here. I'm going to show them to you real quick. So, there was a lot of this just kind of noisy, little bit of nonsense everywhere kind of farming. And I cleaned that up a little bit. There was water spilling everywhere in a lot of places and cleaned it up. Added some staircases to these paths and cleaned them up a little bit so it's a little bit easier to get around the village and see where it is we should be going. See all those stairs there, leveled it out. I built this house for new villagers to live in. It's a little cozy, but there's still room to move around. And I like the way it turned out. It's got some fence post open windows. Built a little melon farm out front. And I kind of just like the way the balance of this set right here ended up turning out visually. Built some proper farming plots for the villagers to work in. Another melon farm down there. Put beds in all the houses. Only 2 of the houses had beds, which was a problem since there were 3 villagers, and penned in a few animals for them. So, all in all, I think this village is starting to look pretty nice. Changed some of the workstation blocks, added some. So now there's 4 farmers working in this village, and there will eventually be, once those farmers breed everybody up, a butcher and a shepherd, and in that far building over there we've got a grindstone for a weaponsmith. So that took a fair amount of time, and I got some emeralds for my trouble. Used some of them to buy an iron axe, and I'm going to use some more of them to buy a map, I think. A blank map. Empty map. This will be a little bit of an experiment. I'm not sure if filling in maps is going to jive with our exploration goals, especially not since I'll have to come back here and work with this guy, get more emeralds, and buy lots of maps. I don't want it to feel like we've got a home base, even if it's not a base that I completely built myself. So what we're going to do, we're going to take this empty map, and since we have a compass, I'm going to justify pulling up the debug screen and taking us back to probably to 0, and starting to explore that map. We'll make a few of them probably, and we'll film it because exploration is what this series is about. So let's get to it. I've sorted out my inventory more or less. Most of the stuff that I've held on to is stuff that I think might be useful when we encounter another village, or might be useful while we're traveling. If we had a few more emeralds, I would buy an iron sword from this weaponsmith. He has an enchanted iron sword. It's got Unbreaking 2 on it. And Bane of Arthropods, which isn't great, but it's not worthless. So I think we are now moving partly toward 0, 0, 0, 0. Looks like it's over this way. When we get close, we'll take out this map and start filling it in. Right now, this map is empty. It's just a blank sheet of paper. But once we use it, it will start to show us a map. Now, in order to keep from having to buy 1 million maps, I'm going to scale it up to the maximum possible size without spending a whole bunch of time teaching about how map making works in this game, which, by the way, I've never done before, and I'm excited to try out. We've gotten off a little bit. How did we get off? Somehow we got off of the direction we were trying to go. All right. Anyway, so without getting into a whole bunch of explanation about how maps work and all of that, we're going to have to go to where we want to start the map. And I figure the center of the world is as good a place to start as any. And then once we've activated this map, we'll go back and honestly, I should have brought that cartography table that we found with us. And then we'll go back to that village, we'll scale up the map so that it puts as much on there as possible. And then we'll begin the actual process of exploration. Hooray, it's been a long time coming. Been a long time coming. Looks like the reason we didn't spawn any closer to 0-0 is it is out in the ocean somewhere, probably around about over there. We might be close enough already, but just to be sure, I'm going to go a little farther out. We've got a boat, nothing to worry about. So won't need a shovel in the water. Let's head out. See, we have a jungle over there. We saw that when we first started. And that mushroom biome over there. And then there's the savanna off to the right there where we just were. Looks like we've got a really big, tall, nice mountain over there. That'll be fun to explore. Hop on up there and see what we can see from the top of that. Should have a great view. Oh, looks like we've got another village coming in. Alright. Ooh, we went past it. Guess I'll leave that debug screen up so we don't overshoot it again. You know, it might just be pretty close to that mushroom biome. For some reason I'm having a hard time zeroing in on it. I don't normally navigate this way. Normally I just use a compass. But when it matters, I pull this up. Sort of feels a little bit like cheating, but almost there. I don't know why I'm having so much trouble landing right on it. Alright, I think we've landed pretty much on the Z. We just need to get on the X. There we are. As close to 0-0 as we're going to get. Boom. Now we have a map. All we can see on that map is ocean. Because the map is zoomed in as far as it'll go. We're going to head back, zoom it out so we can see more. The map is zoomed in all the way. It doesn't show a whole lot. Something like 256 blocks square or something like that. Alright. It's gotten to be quite dark. Let's just take a rest. Start out again in the morning. Alright. Run back to that village. Oops. So, in case you didn't notice, I'm thinking that not going to show all of that village improvement that I will probably end up doing on camera. I even started taking a video of it, and I just don't really like the way this feels. It feels too much like what the video series just isn't about. So I will show the results, and I probably got a little carried away this time. I probably did a little too much. I was just going to make a house, but then I was like, well, these farmlands are a mess. Animal pens, I need to make beds. It ended up becoming a major project. It took quite a while to finish. Oh, the cartography table is over here in this house. So I think, unless you all have a real strong opinion you want to express to me otherwise, we're going to just do it. Just do the videos of the exploration part. Alright, so we put the paper in, and we can see we have the old map here, and we're showing a whole bunch of extra area. We can do this like 4 times. So we're just going to keep making it bigger till it is as big as it will get. And that is as big as it will get. Alright, we can leave the paper with him. And then we can get to actually exploring this. Looks like this village is on the map. That's nice. We can mark that on the map later. So we have what we need to do that. So we are going to fill out this whole thing. It's going to take a while probably, but looking like that mountain that we saw isn't on this particular map, so we're going to have to get to that later. That village also probably isn't on this map. Doubt. Only a little of this jungle might be on the map. But that'll be interesting to explore. I like jungles. They're bright, brilliant green color. So you'll see that white pointer. That's me. Normally when you're making a map yourself, you have to put paper and a compass together. So it's kind of like the compass pointer is on the map, showing us where we are. This looks like a light jungle. You know it's a light jungle when you see a lot of open space like this, but that over there might be a full-on jungle. Got some sheep, got some bamboo. Bamboo is one of the more useful resources in a jungle biome. We're not base building, but bamboo's so useful. I think I'm going to grab some. We might end up needing it later. I suppose I shouldn't be chopping it down from the top, I should be chopping it down from the bottom, so I'm going to have to do this once. Alright. That's enough pieces to get going with. If we decide to do anything with it. A little hungry. Let's keep walking until we get to the edge of this map. Try to fill in the whole thing. Probably won't be able to finish that all in one video. Grab that sugar cane, that'll let us make some more paper. Cool jungle trees, all their vines hanging down, grass everywhere. And we just turned into white circle, which means we walked off the edge of the map. So let's go ahead this way up to the edge of the map this direction. Just stop every so often, peek at the map. This might take longer than we have to spend on one episode, one video. Alright, we're basically on the edge of the map now. Still going to wait for it to turn into a circle. And there we are. I just kind of like to fill in the edges and then color in the lines, so to speak. Alright. Hard to steer boats sometimes. Have to keep checking to make sure that we don't sail right off the edge of this map. Let's see over there, there's that ruined portal we found. Of course, there's the village. Kind of fun to see it all from the ocean. We've got a forest island over there. That island's going to be off the map, but this one we can go jump off and explore. Sorry to tease you with that mushroom biome, but we'll get to it. We'll try exploring using a map once. We'll try a little exploring without using a map, just see which one feels better. Starting to think that maybe doing it without a map might be better, but there's also something to be said for having a visual record of our journey, of our adventure. Really cool places we can mark on the map, and that way when we look at it we can remember what we did. And that's cool. Alright. I know I said I want to fill in the lines first, but this island looks so small, I'm just going to jump off, poke my nose around. There's some lilacs, that's kind of cool. Grab those, take those with us. I like to collect flowers when I'm traveling around. I like to grab 2 of each kind, turn one of them into dye, unlock that recipe, or the recipes that that dye will unlock. And then I like to plant the other one and maybe farm it if I can a little bit. Just throw some bone meal at it to reproduce it. Not a whole lot to this little island, but it had cool flowers on it. We head up here, see what else there is here. There might be a sunken cave here. I'm not really equipped for underwater exploration. If I run into a drown, I could be in trouble, but it's such a small island. Probably isn't too much to this cave. We need to swim faster. What am I stuck on? I don't know what I got stuck on, but it would not let me go forward. It just about killed me. Charge our health back up. Try one more time. That was a little dangerous. Should top us off, I think. Yeah, that'll top us off. Alright, we'll try this again. Swim through, swim through, swim through. There's a little coal in there, but we're not going to grab that. Oh, it goes outside the island. Okay. It's going to be nighttime already again. Alright, that's all there is to this little island. Some interesting trees. I don't know if interesting is the right word, but the cave was the most interesting thing. Cool little submerged sea cave. Might be about all we're going to be able to get in on this episode. I don't want it to go too much longer. This is a long play series. We are going to show a lot of stuff, and that requires a little bit longer videos. But since it's long play, I am not generally going to be spending 5 or 6 hours between videos the way I so very often do. Should mean more often videos. More often that videos get added to this playlist. Especially since this is the new thing, 1.19, and I want to make sure I get a good fill of the new content before I go back to focusing really hard on the achievement-oriented game that I've been showing before. And we just went off the map. But since it's so much easier to move around on water, we'll go around this edge here, pop back down as fast as we can. If we can't, then we'll backtrack and walk across the island instead. Hoping we get back on this island real quick. Or back on the map, I mean real quick. Keep grabbing this sugar cane. Might need that for map making. You know, I think we cruised by some flowers I didn't pick up. I've already picked up the yellow dandelions. That's a lily of the valley, or no, azure bluet probably. Yes. Alright, let's grab that. Okay, we're back on the map again. It looks like we are going to have to continue on foot at this point. Wow, look at that cave. That's probably super dangerous. It's so dark in there. Take a peek. Got a lot of torches. We might be able to explore it anyway. It's probably off the map. Maybe not quite. I think we'll be off the map before we get through the whole thing. Let's see. Those ledges up there could easily spawn monsters. And they might drop down on us. They won't spawn in the water, other than drown maybe. But I'm not in the water, so the drown probably shouldn't spawn. We'll just take a peek and then head back out again. There's some pretty bright light in there. It's probably lichen. And there's the creepers. That's kind of what I was expecting. Alright, let's get out of here. We'll explore this whole thing later once we have a map for this particular spot that we're in, or a map that we can fill in. That'll be an adventure. Hopefully we'll have some better armor by then. Let's get up this hill. See what there is to see from the top. Go up to the top of this shorter part first. Take a look around. Look, there's pumpkins. I'm going to grab those. Is that another village over there? Or is that just boxy shaped sand dunes? Kind of looks like a village building. But that's well off the map. We'll get to that. Oh, look at the horses. That's cool. That one just has all kinds of markings. White on his nose, white on his hooves, speckles everywhere on his back. Alright, let's grab some of these flowers. We don't have any of these daisies. We don't have any of these cornflowers. And there's our second one for the bluet. All right, moving on up. Some more cornflowers. Let's just get a peek over there before we move on. Looks like another village over there in the distance. Looks like a pretty big one, maybe. And that kind of really does look like just a pile of sand. It's an oddly shaped pile of sand. I'm going to have to go check that out later. Alright. Not sure I like seeing interesting things and not being able to just run straight off to it since we're mapping carefully. But we're going to give it a honest try before we say, nah, it's not for us. Certainly let me know what you think. What are we doing? How are we doing, rather? We've got lots of food, but I think we need some leather pretty bad. So I see at least 3 cows here, which means we can take one of them. Alright, there's 4. We can take 2 of them. And beef is much better food than bread. I managed to get 3 leather and 3 beef. We will be able to make good use of that. Checking to make sure we picked up that boat. Can't lose that. I mean, we can, but I'd rather not. Another island way over there, probably just off the map. We're getting a little off of being on the edge of the map the way we want. Let's just take a peek over here, see what there is to see. We'll be back later to fill in that spot. It's quite a large forest. Nothing immediately stands out to me from that forest. I don't see any structures in there. You know, I just realized we walked right past those pumpkins that we saw earlier. Well, there's some more right there. We're going to have to figure out what we're going to leave behind. We don't need this rotten flesh. Get out of here, zombie meat. We want pumpkins. We'll take those back to that village. I don't know. Maybe that's too much like base building, but they don't do anybody any good out here. I grabbed melon seeds so I could plant those in any village that I come to. I'm going to spread the love, so to speak. I'm going to improve all the villages. We're not building one up to be a base. We're trying to make all of them as good as they can be. And I'm going to grab, we need to keep track of how many there are. Because we should replace what we're picking. Even though the game doesn't put stems out here to explain the pumpkins being there, I'm going to assume that they must have grown in the wild on their own, otherwise why would they just be sitting here? So we will replant. Alright, we've got 18. Looks like we're going to have to toss these arrows too. We're not going to have enough room for everything. Let's toss those arrows. Whoops, not the pumpkins, just the arrows. Come back, pumpkin. I didn't mean what I said. Okay. We've got just a little too much stuff in our inventory. Well, I think we can work this out. Let's put crafting table down. We need to make a hoe anyway. And then when we're done planting, we should be able to pick everything back up again. 18, so that's 16, 20. And we'll plant a couple extra. Put that there. And that there. These need to be next to each other. Sometimes this dirt turns back, sometimes this farmland turns back into dirt really fast. We need those things to be right next to each other. It's already getting to be dark again. That means it's about time for this video to be over. Oh, look at that, there's a little cave down there. Maybe we'll explore that next time. Alright. We're going to finish planting these seeds real quick. I'm not going to be too picky about the other ones since they've grown over already. Like this, they will grow just fine. And how about that? And then one more right there. And another one right here. Excellent. We do indeed have all the room we need. Grab that crafting table again. Park myself over by this cave so we remember to go down and look at it. Hopefully it's not too dangerous. Throw down the bed and sleep. We will see you all again next time. Have a great one. See you then.